Rent stabilization is important to me because it protects the most vulnerable in our communities, our seniors, our folks on limited incomes, and people with disabilities.
I don't know about you, but when I do my budget every month, the first thing I have to pay for, and the biggest thing, is housing.
We have over 48% of the people in my community are at rent burden, which means they're paying more than 30% of their income for rent.
These are our neighbors that are struggling to make ends meet.
As we are in this economy that is making it very difficult for families.
We have too many families, hardworking families, that are facing impossible decisions every month with ever-increasing rents.
We have so many families that work that can't afford a place to live. Instability of housing for children has long-time detrimental effects.
And these rent increase is not sustainable and is not stable.
I came to this position after hearing from a young man in my district whose rent had gone up by $600. And I talked to him as he was packing his home to move out of our community.
And I know what it's like to have that instability. Just a few years ago, our rent went up 35% in Bellingham. Our son was 1 at the time. It was really challenging on us. And unfortunately, when I talk with constituents, I know my story is not that unique.
We know how hard it is when your landlord sends you notification that your rent is going to go up.
And what rent stabilization is going to do, it's going to stop those landlords who've been price gouging, who've been taking advantage of a vulnerable market and vulnerable groups in our communities. This is something we should all be able to get behind.
Housing affordability is one of the biggest things I hear about from folks in our district in the 29th, and this bill is going to ensure that there's predictability and affordability for renters.
It's expensive as heck to get into an apartment, particularly in our major metropolitan areas.
Those of you who know in the Skagit, we've been facing the highest rates.
Our neighbors have said over and over and over again, they want the predictability and the stability to know what rent they're going to be paying in order to do their budget.
People everywhere throughout this entire state are asking for this. It's time.
Capping rent increases at 7% is going to be a tremendous first step that we can take to make sure that we are a more fair state.
Not only do I work here in the legislature, but I'm also a landlord, which makes me super excited to support rent stabilization. This is a common sense renter protection that goes hand in hand with a healthy rental market. This won't put rental businesses out of business, but it does make sure that tenants don't get gouged from unjust rent increases.
I myself am a small landlord, and I've been a renter, and I know how important this bill is for the people of our state.
I'm proud to be in strong support of rent stabilization.
Everyone deserves a chance and the opportunity to thrive.